right, let's see which zodiac sign I'm reading for today. Thank you everyone for being here. I've already done the Virgo and the Taurus readings, so check those out if you have any of those placements. All right, so we are going to read for the sign of Leo today. So anyone with prominent Leo placements, this is your reading. We're going to go into your personal energy, then check out what is in your environment, and then get more details for you guys. See what's in the energy of the Leos. Leo. What are we picking up on for the Leo today? All right, personal energy for the Leo group that I'm reading for, please. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Magician. All right, so looks as though there is a new insight, new life, new ideas, new passion, interests at the forefront right now in your personal energy. Something about you creating. Maybe you are feeling really inspired right now to create. It doesn't have to be something artistic. It could be you want to build something that has value or that you deem as valuable, here with the Four of Pentacles. But the Four of Pentacles is telling me that you have your mindset on something. Like you've made up your mind on something, whatever this is, you feel really passionate and excited about, but you are working diligently and you are focused and putting all of your time, energy, attention, effort into this thing. You feel like it's going to give you results. You're going to get something out of it. You're investing here. And I think that you want this thing to be yours. You want it to be something that you grew from the bottom up. You want to be the one that started this thing. It's your idea at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, you're just super excited about it. This is something very close to your heart, even something that you really believe in. It might even be contributing to the belief that you have in your ability, like self-value or belief in self to get this done. Something like if you finish this or complete this, right? Like you create whatever the thing is, you feel like you'll relate that into you being capable or able of this task or completing projects or just feeling overall accomplished, if that makes sense. So it does come with a sense of pride, right? Like you're invested in it. This is your baby. And once it's done, once it's all created, you want to feel proud, right? Like it's your contribution, it's your creation. And then, it has your name, it has your stamp on it, which is great. It's beautiful energy. Looks like the Leo group that I'm picking up on today is really focused and driven right now. Let's look at the drivers. So these are the cards that they're in your environment. They're driving this energy. What is in the environment for the Leo, please? All right, so you have the Nine of Wands. Some of you have been faced with opposition, maybe some criticism as well, I'm feeling, from others around this idea, this project, this initiative that you have. Maybe not everyone is bought in, or maybe there's a person in your family or in your circle that just doesn't believe in it completely, doesn't understand it, doesn't understand why you're doing the thing you're doing. Therefore, it's creating this sense of pride, like, watch me, right? Like, watch me do this. I'll show you. But in your environment, there is walls. So this could be a person, or just the overall situation is not as easy as it could be. Maybe there's a little bit of difficulty. You're coming up against some obstacles here. You know, it could be smoother, but you have to get over a hump of some sort. And I think that your stubbornness around the situation, and you just knowing like, okay, this is, I put my mind to it. I made my decision. I'm going to do this thing no matter what. That is allowing you to get past these walls of the Nine of Wands. I don't know if it has to do with children, like your own children, maybe don't believe in this investment, or maybe it has to do with you having children, or is children your part of your purpose? There's something around either having children or your children. But it's definitely the sense of like innocence surrounding this situation. So maybe for some of you, whatever it is that you're building or whatever it is that you're creating has to do with this purpose that you feel you have since you were a child, or it has to do with you helping children of some sort. In astrology, the 5th house is ruled by Leo. And in that house, it does talk about creativity and children there. So I don't know if that's why the child, the innocence, the playfulness, the purity is coming through here, especially with the 6 of Cups. But it is coming from a good, heartfelt place. And you feel like this is part of your path, your destiny. You've had this idea long ago and you're trying to bring it into fruition now, or something has come up where you think that because of a child or because of an innocent, whoever that is, whatever that looks like to you, you thought of this idea or you thought of this project and you're now creating it and bringing it together. And that could be anything. Like, I mean, there's, I'm reading, this is a general reading, so it's not specific, but it has to do with these concepts in some way. And I think that here with the cards coming through, the Chariot being here is like the go ahead, as long as you are brave enough to continue down this road and not allow opposition to deter you in any way. I think that you will be able to accomplish this thing. All right, let's go into more details. We are going to look at the external people, situations, circumstances, what you need to anticipate coming through. All right, what else for the Leo group, please? Nope. Okay, so you have the King of Wands. This could be you. This is your court card. So you're feeling really powerful, magnetic, energetic, inspired, in control. What else for the Leo? Just because it's a king, it could be male or female. Here's that new start, something new that you are starting. You are feeling driven or pushed or pulled toward this new thing here with the Fool. You have an opportunity to start something new. There's the concept of you having an emotional connection to this new venture. But there is uncertainty. You don't know all of the facts. You don't know, you don't have everything solidified yet. There's something missing here. So you know that you're inspired. You know that you're feeling it in your bones, right? Like this is the path that you want to take. You know that this is right. It is for you. You see the vision and you see the result. in your mind, right? So with the Fool, this is saying this is a brand new start. You're just dipping into it. You're just getting it started. Whatever it is very close to your heart. Okay, so again, for those of you where this is involving children, it could be a reason why the Ace of Cups is here. But this is an emotional situation. Your heart is invested in here, in this. And it's also new, right? This emotion that you're feeling for this situation is a new emotion that has just started to bubble up. If you look back 3 months ago, you were not feeling the way you're feeling about this thing at that time, right? So in this time of the process, you're feeling excited, driven, and you have all the confidence that you need, but you're also feeling an emotional attachment to it. At the same time, you don't know everything there is to know about this. So there's a sense of, you know, as long as it feels right, I'm going to do it, even if I don't know everything, right? Like you're taking the risk, you're taking the plunge here. It feels like, because you don't have all of the information. We'll get clarifiers in a little bit, so we'll see what that moon is about. Usually the moon has to do with the hidden, the things that we don't know, or the things that we don't talk about. If this is you, there may be some hidden aspect to this whole situation that you have not communicated to anybody involved. There could be an emotional, like a feeling that you have towards something or someone that you have not communicated as well. I am picking up on that for some of you where you're dealing with I don't know, with another person, like what is this? Like it feels like potential for something new with someone, but you don't know for sure. It's like if you just started to have feelings for someone and you don't know if they feel the same. And you're in this like non-active but really imaginative place within you where you're thinking of possibility or a new start or a start with this person. That could go for the situation as well. But some of you have not expressed how you feel about this thing. I think you're just starting to realize it yourself. Like you're not sure completely either. You know that you're inspired. You know that you feel a tug or a pull toward it. You have confidence in your ability to do the thing, to get it started. But there's a gap, right? Like there's a missing component here, and you're trying to figure that out as it relates to the emotional connection that you have with this thing or this person. Which is normal, it's natural. You're just starting something, you know, yeah, you can feel excited about it, but, you know, for some people, it's a matter of really being clear about how they really feel. Is this right? Is this right for you? Do you feel it in your heart, you know? It may look good on paper, but is it for you specifically? You also have the Hermit and the 10 of Wands. What is this? 10 of Pentacles. For some of you, you're starting to see that this is not as easy as you anticipated it to be. In order to get the 10 of Pentacles, which is, I want to say, the best card in the deck. If you have an idea of what you want your life to look like, holistically, you know, your legacy, what you're creating as far as building a good foundation of like your family roots, your bloodline, even if you want to talk more material, you purchasing a property, purchasing a business, a home, something like that. But it's a lot of investment, you know, and it's creating something strong, a steady foundation here. This is in order to attain the 10 of Pentacles. It's not something that's created based off of luck. It's not something that's created by shortchanging yourself or not giving all of your effort. This is blood, sweat, and tears here. So I don't know if like right now you feel that you are super excited about this. You're all into it. You see, you have the vision. Maybe you're more of the visionary compared to the doer or the task worker, right? Like you have the idea, you just don't know how to get it really. And I want to say a couple weeks from the time that you listen to this reading, you'll start to acknowledge and see that it's not as easy as maybe you thought it was initially, which I mean, that's okay. Like that's not like, it just depends on how you perceive it, right? If you think that something is hard, then yeah, it's going to be hard. So even though there's more to it than you initially thought, this is the test, I guess, where the universe is like wanting to see how bought in you are to this thing, you know? So you can see these responsibilities, this task work, you know, all of the details that go into creating your 10 of Pentacles. You can see them as part of the process, part of the journey, you know, the things that you need to get done in order to create this 10 of Pentacles. And it could be a positive thing, a positive process for you. Or you can perceive it in a different way where you go negative, pessimistic, and it's just too hard. It's too much. I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. You know, then how are you going to be able to attain that 10 of Pentacles, if that makes sense? So, you know, just be careful with that. It could just be a bump in the road. It could be, you know, a contract or paperwork, or you have to get some sort of license if you're, you know, wanting to build something physically, right? Or I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if this is like a physical thing or if it's more of an emotional thing, but you will come across some sort of obstacle at some point. Here is where you're going to be tested. Are you going to continue with that passion, that drive, that excitement, get the thing done? Or are you going to see it as a negative? It's too much to do. Some of you might get stressed out about it here with the Knight of Swords, the 9 of Swords. Just be careful with feeling overwhelmed. I mean, if you go too hard, too quick, right? You can start to get burnt out a little. If you start to come across obstacle after obstacle, yeah, it's going to discourage you if you allow it to. But again, we'll get clarifiers and see if we can get more detail about what these obstacles are. One more row for the Leo, please. What else is coming through? The Knight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. A lot of pentacle energy here. This is saying that patience is required, okay? The King of Wands, as a, how can I say, like, alone in its energy is impatient. However, it's a king, so it's mastered. It should have already mastered this energy, this hyper, you know, excited energy where, yes, they are like that in general, right? But because they're a king, when the time and place causes for patience and understanding, this type of king who is usually aggressive, assertive, wants to get things done now, if this person is presented with an opportunity where it causes patience, right? It causes for patience, it causes for understanding, then they should be able to understand that, right? So I want to say the next 3 or 4 weeks from the time that you hear this, it's like you are faced with obstacles, things, additional things that you didn't anticipate that you needed to get done to create whatever it is that you're creating. You're working on that. Yes, it causes some stress, but it's going to push it back a little bit. Okay. And I know that that's not like the best, right? Like, especially when you're super excited, you don't want to hear that. But, you got to trust the process here. It's going to push the date back. It's going to put a little halt on the progression of the situation or of this thing that you're creating. And you might perceive it to be a loss in some way, or feel like worst case scenario, For some of you, this could be you dealing with a person, right? So just so you know, it doesn't seem like the end all be all. It seems like there's a bump in the road of your relationship. Something seems like it's too much to get to the place that, the end all, right? The end game here, causes some anxiety, but you need some patience. This patience is also going to require you to have some alone time as well during this time of processing the situation. Some of you have to do something yourself, I'm hearing. Like, maybe you're in this with another person. By this time, something happens where you have to do it yourself. It requires your ability. It requires your signature. It requires your effort specifically. But it just seems like a loss, okay? It seems sad. Some of you will feel sad, heartbroken. So I don't know. We'll see what this is about. This is in regards to the end, like the final vision. Okay, so your 9 of Cups is here next to the 3 of Cups. This is like what you were hoping for this to be, how you were hoping it to turn out. At this time, it's not going the way you wanted it to go, and you feel heartbroken about that. But this is just a general reading. This is also, this, how can I say, this energy is not end all be all. At this point of the reading, yes, you're feeling like it's a loss, but what can you do, right? What can you do to change it? What can you do to fix it? Yes, it's requiring understanding, patience. It's requiring you to take a look at yourself and do something on your own, for the sake of your wish, for the sake of, whatever this thing is that you're trying to create here. All right, let's get some info. Let's go into the top row, see what this new start is here with the King of Wands. You think that starting this new thing is going to take you away from where you were. It's like, this is my opportunity. This is my chance to get out, to get away, to change my profession, to change my relationship status. This is my opportunity to get out of the house, or like, it's something like that, okay? To move you or get you and push you out of your current state of being, living, something like that. Again, it's different for everyone. Because you're putting up some defenses on wherever you are now. You have boundaries, you have your wall up in the environment that you're in now at this present moment. So you see an opportunity come your way and it's like, oh, there's my ticket, right? Like my free ticket to get out of here, or to do this thing. And so you hold on to that ticket, that opportunity, you're grabbing it, and you're doing something with it. You're creating something with it here with the Magician twice. But that's how it feels. Does that make sense? What is the Ace of Cups and the Moon? It's like your free ticket out, or And this could be just an opportunity. It could also be a person where you see them as a ticket out of your current situation. What is the Ace of Cups? What is the Moon? Three of Cups, the Tower. Something happens really quickly. It's a surprise. You're not expecting it. It has to do with people coming, like you meeting someone. Maybe you're at a social gathering, at a party, something like that. What is this? I feel like for some of you, you were super excited about this thing, that it's getting you out of the place that you don't want to be here with the Nine of Wands. And it starts off really fun and really light, and I don't know, you're just having a good time, right? It doesn't feel as stifling as where you're coming from. But you see a different side of either yourself or someone else, and it just throws you off completely. And with the Moon here, you don't understand where it's coming from. And I will tell you that you don't have to understand where it's coming from. If you're dealing with another person, the Moon and the Five of Swords together, it's basically some projection coming on their part. It may feel like it's targeted at you. It is your fault, or I don't know how it's coming through, but really in reality where it's coming from is someone's own either insecurity or trauma. Okay, they're acting out, they're reacting to something. For you, it's like you're watching it and it's coming out of nowhere. You don't understand it. You feel like it's your fault. Maybe you did something wrong or whatever. It's pulling on your heartstrings. It's also making you sad. You thought that it was light. You thought that it was fun, and everybody was feeling each other. It was a mutual connection, a mutual reaction. But like I said, either you or someone else is coming through, and it's just like someone's reacting and they're acting out, and there could be some projection, like I said. And this is definitely putting an obstacle in this whole situation for you. This person has like a fight or flight. Okay. So something like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if you've ever been in this part of like your healing journey or whatever, but like when you don't understand your trauma yet, when you don't understand your behaviors yet, right? Like you're not aware of these things yet. Anything can trigger it, like anything. And so you might have not done anything necessarily, but something triggered something in someone. And it could have been like a fight or flight where they feel if they don't do something now, then they're the ones that are going to get hurt. Does that make sense? Like they have to defend themselves before something even happens. And so it comes out as projection. And this is, I don't know, it's like coming from or because of an opportunity. So maybe you have an opportunity to get out of a situation that you feel burdened by or stuck in a way. And usually the Nine of Wands, it doesn't denote feeling trapped per se, but it's coming through like that for me right now. All right, like you have your walls up and your defenses up toward the situation that you're in at the moment. And maybe there's somebody in your environment that were usually they were your saving grace, or they were what made you feel good, sees that you have an opportunity to get out. And so they start acting out. And this could be out of jealousy. This could be out of insecurity that they're going to lose you. They could be taking it personal, right? Like, you know how people do that? Like if you have an opportunity and you're feeling good and you're like, yes, like this is it, right? Like like being grateful and all of that, being happy, instead of somebody being happy for you, they're taking it personal, right? Like either jealousy, spite, like I said, or they just feel like they don't know how to express to you that they're scared that this opportunity is going to change the dynamic between you guys or change a situation that they have with you, right? So does that make sense? Therefore, somebody acts out, somebody that you love here with the Ace of Swords. So yeah, just watch for that. Try your best not to take it personal. You don't know where it's coming from. There's not a lot of clear communication unless you are a clear communicator and you can easily bring it up, then hopefully. But if not, just know that this is coming from someone's own personal insecurity, and deal with it how you must, right? Like either you accept it, allow it to die down and give them some space or whatever, or take it personal yourself, and then therefore the situation gets worse. What's the Hermit and the 10 of Wands? At this time, things are changing. It's like, because of this situation, you feel like it's just too much. Like your perception on this person, the situation, you're seeing things from in a different light. You're seeing another side of them, something like that. And to harmonize with them, to put things back together, to get back to where you used to be, it's just feeling like it's too much for you to do. So you're really stepping back. You're really thinking and analyzing this whole thing. You're second guessing yourself. You may be doubting this a little bit. And you're starting to think like, it's just too much to deal with. It's too much is it worth it? Right? Is this situation, is this person worth all of the effort to get things back into harmony, to be friends again, to get back together, to get back into partnership, or just in general, to go back to the dynamic that you had with them before? What is the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords? Basically, the advice here is to step back, see things in all different angles, from your perspective, their perspective, the actual truth, and then decide, is this partnership, relationship, person worth the effort to rekindle or fix the problem? 10 of Pentacles and 9 of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Wands. Ooh, 2 knights. Okay. Decision. Sorry if I'm shaking the table. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Voices. What is this? 2 people here. One person's just like, you know what? Like, I want to do what I want to do. You know, whatever this opportunity is, it makes me happy. I believe in it. I see it as my ticket out. This is what I've been waiting for. I deserve this, whatever it is. It's part of my path. And you're just like all in, you know, like you are so inspired and excited about it. Another person's here like putting up some sort of fight. And this is decision time, you know, you're stressing out about your 10 of Pentacles. Is this person a part of your 10 of Pentacles at the end of the day? Is this yours and only yours, or are other people involved with this whole foundation, this whole creation? And you're stressing. You're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what decision to make, you know. This is supposed to be beautiful. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be light, and it's supposed to be creative. And I was picking up on the innocence and the purity, you know, of heart, of purity of intention around creating this thing. And all of a sudden you're getting some pushback by someone else who is making it difficult and taking away all of the purity, the fun, you know, that is involved with creating this thing. So it's just like a Debbie Downer. That makes sense. All right, let's keep going. What is this Knight of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles? Again, at some point, you're going to do this thing on your own. Yeah, it's a wake-up call here. It's a wake-up call. For some of you, you also have ties to this person, like material, you know, them not being involved in this impacts your either money, your income in some way. Like they contribute something material, something of value. And it just seems like you identifying that this person may not be completely involved or help you with this or whatever. You're doing it on your own, but you also don't have everything you need. And you realize this. All right. So you're going back into this hermit mode where you are reassessing the entire situation. And you're trying to think of what you need to do, what you need to attain, how you're going to get the thing. For some of you, this person takes away funds and impacts you in that way. Therefore, the right thing you feel during this time is, right, with the right thing with the hermit, is a loss, okay? You have to go at it alone, therefore there's a loss. This person is not involved anymore. And I was picking up on loss here with the Three of Swords. This happens really quickly at that point. Like you snap. You realize you're better off without them, even financially. And it's just like, I got to do what I got to do. You gave them a chance, you know, like this opportunity came through. You were excited about it. I'm sure some of you hoped that they would be along for the ride. They made it difficult, you know, whatever it is. But you see this as your destiny, as your future. You gave it a chance. And at the end of the day, you just realize like they're impacting you negatively more than adding positively to the situation as a whole. So somebody feels that somebody is leaving, somebody is communicating this to another, communicating that, you know, something has to end. Either for some of you, this partnership in some way, others, the behavior. And then there's like possibility that opens up, an opportunity that opens up here with the Seven of Cups and the Lovers. It's like, and I don't mean to be insensitive. I know it's going to sound like it, but it's like, you know, you got to sacrifice something in order to gain something else, right? For some people have that belief system. And it's like, okay, you sacrificed or you did away with this pessimistic, negative person only to open doors to people, situations, circumstances, energies who are more aligned with where you're at and what you want to accomplish at this time of your life here with the Lovers, which is more in tune with what it is that you want overall, with the Knight of Cups being our hopes and wishes. Does that make sense? So it's just a matter of maintaining your composure, stepping back. When you see people acting out, you know, how are you going to react to it? How are you going to respond to it? Trying to see through past the projection into the inner motivation of where this is coming from so you can understand them better. Doesn't mean that you have to accept it. It's more for your sake of, you know, when we do that, when we understand where people are coming from, when they are lashing out at us or acting out or projecting onto us, we see where they're coming from. It doesn't take as much of a toll on us as it would if we took it personal, right? Like, don't take these things personal. It doesn't mean that you have to accept it from them. It just helps you along your path, your journey, and your emotional, mental stability as you are dealing with these people. So just when this starts to happen, create your distance, step back, see it for what it is. You know, go into quiet time where you're spending time with yourself, seeing things from a different perspective so you can come out of that time with a plan, with a purpose, with the process, you know, whatever it is, and just continue down this path, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. At some point, you have the conversation that their behavior has to stop, or that you're done with them. You're taking them out of this whole situation altogether. Once that happens, opportunity open. And opportunity comes in other forms that you need, that you want here with the Lovers, quickly. Once this is done and you take them out of the equation, things start happening quickly. You start to get that momentum that you lost in the beginning when I was discussing that. Does that make sense? All right. I don't really pull oracles, but I really enjoy this deck, and I use oracles in my personal readings, so I want to start using them with you guys. And the only way to get used to a deck is to use it often. So this is the Wild Unknown archetype. Let's see what's coming through. What other guidance message do we want to give Leo today? Anima Mundi. This is the energy of everything all at once, like all. The energy of God, the energy of the universe, right? Everything comes from a place of like one, from source. We are all one. All of us are the universe. The universe is us. And it's just more of the message of remembering that you are part of the whole, to remember to deal with others from a place of love, and it's crazy because when you think of that, how can I say, when you see people as a part of you, you as a part of them, when you see that humanity is the universe, and we are, and the universe is humanity, right? Like itself, expressing through each and every one of us. Essentially, we can, how can I say, we can tap into the frequency of gratitude, of love, being a part of that huge concept, right? Like it's a beautiful thing to think that way. It's a beautiful thing to understand that, you know, we are a part of something bigger. And when you see other people act out or something like that, you have empathy, you have compassion for them, you know where they're coming from because you are connecting and relating to them, because human to human, even if they don't do that back to you. But I always think it's interesting that that concept of relating to other people coming from a place of love and understanding also requires detachment, right? So coming out of the idea that love, you know, it's like, how can I say, like when people think of love, it's like, I can't be without them, or, you know, they're completely attached, they're completely tethered, they're completely knotted together, whatever, right? Like when you love someone so much, but really this love that the universal love, the holistic love, when you see others from that place, you're detaching. You're literally detaching your ego, your human feeling, right? And seeing it from a bigger perspective when you're relating to another person in that way. You're loving them and you're seeing, you know, them expressing their themselves in that way. So you're understanding and you're empathetic and compassionate, but that does require a sense of detachment. I just think it's crazy how that is when you think of love in that way. Anyway, but there's something around that, understanding people, you know, when you are dealing with this other person here. The best thing to do when people act like that is not take it personally and try to detach from the situation and just have some empathy for them. Sorry. Let's do that again. All right. This is the Sacred Rebels Oracle. It's coming through for the Leo. We just want one card. Come to Life, number 43. These I am reading. I read it for the first two readings I did. 43. All right. I'm not going to read it all because these are pretty long. If you want to look it up, it's from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. come to life. You are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You are bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it will always be easy. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It might have a lot to say, and at times it seems very convincing, but it is not the one in charge. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey mind. The mind is not much more than a swirling, I don't even know this word, sorry, than swirling reactions. Anyway, the mind is not much more than swirling reactions. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so far beyond what the mind is now capable of controlling. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now, and the only real choice you have to make is how to deal with it. Coming to life means feeling. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. It could bring all of these and more. Feelings will come and go quite swiftly when allowed to flow. You might need to paint, write, enact ritual, sing, or dance your feelings to help the energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do it. In this process, you are uncovering the artistry of the universal creator. Beautiful. All right, well, that is your reading for today, Leo. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know in the comments. Like the video if you got a message out of it today. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I would love to have you there. Check out your rising sign, your moon sign. I do personal readings. My email address is in the description of the video. Send me an email if you want a personal reading. We'll set things up. Thank you so much for your time and energy. We'll see you on the next one.